Hello everyone, welcome to a new video on designing a to-do form, working to-do form uh, with the help of, first we will be designing this with the help of Figma, and then we are going to convert the Figma design to HTML and CSS. And then finally, we are going to make it work with the help of JavaScript. Okay, so this is going to be a 3-part series. So let's begin with the design process of the page. So we are, this is not going to be completely responsive, but we will try to make it as responsive as possible. So let's design this for a desktop environment. Okay, so let's select a frame for the desktop. And now, before I begin, I would like to have, a style for the background. Okay, so I want to select a nice little background. So for that, I will go to this particular website, my color space, my color.space. This is the website. Now here you can go to gradient, and here you just have to select 2 colors, and that will generate a nice little gradient for you. So let me select somewhat violet color and green color. Okay, so this is going to be my gradient that I'm going to use. Okay, so you can see the CSS that is going to be used. Okay, so let's use this in our Figma design. Okay, so now to do that, we can simply go to our desktop and go to fill, and by default it is a solid fill. We are going to change it to linear gradient. And once we do that, now we can start setting up, we will delete this particular gradient, and we will start setting up the gradient. So we will start from the left. So we will copy this and paste it in a notepad, and we will start copying the styles one by one. Okay, so the colors one by one, and we will paste it. So that is my first color. Then I can copy the second color, add a marker, and change the second color. Then add the third color, and the fourth color, and the final color. So this is going to be my uh, design, right? And now I want this to go from this end to this end. Okay, so that is it's your wish completely, but I would like to have it in this format. And that's it. This is going to be my background. Okay, so once that is set, now I want, let's create the place for my, now this is going to be the container in which our form is going to be there. Okay, so let's give it a white color and change the opacity a little bit. Okay, we will keep it at 50%. Okay, so 50%, around 50%, right? And I will change the border radius to 10 pixels. This is fine. Now I may change this a little later. Okay, so according to the needs, I will change this. Next, I would like to have a text box inside this. Okay, so I will be, okay, so I will keep my uh, text box something like this. Okay, so this is going to be my text box, and this is going to be completely white, and a border radius of around, let's see how 10 looks. Okay, I think 10 will be better. So this is going to be my text box where we are going to enter the data. So let's just give a placeholder to that. Add new to do. Okay, and now we can change the font a little, and the color, I don't want it dark color. I will, this is going to a placeholder, so this is enough. Okay, and now I also want a button, right? So I will come over here and create a button. Okay, and I will, okay, and I will now set the radius to be 10. Okay, and let's increase the size and adjust it perfectly in the center. Okay, so this is going to be my uh, button. Okay, and this button is going to have a dark black color. Okay, so let's see how 2222 looks. I think that is going to be a bit too dark. This is fine. Okay, so 5C 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 is fine. And inside this I want a simple text which is going to be a plus symbol, which is going to have an off-white color. Okay, and that's it. This is going to be my button. Okay, so this is going to be my button. So this particular module, so including this, so let's first group everything. So these two things together will be my button. So let's group it and call it as button. And then this, that is the button, and the button together will be my input. And this and the input together will be my form. Okay, so our form part is ready. Now next what we are going to do is we are going to create another form which is going to be of the same size as the above one. Okay, the design, everything will be the same. Opacity will be around 50%, 51%. Okay, and the border radius is around 10. So everything is going to be almost the same, and I'm going to have a text which is going to say that to-dos. Okay, so these are all my to-dos that I'm going to display over here, and I think I can make it bold, and I can increase a font a little bit more. 32 will be better. Okay, and I don't like that black, dark black color, so let's reduce it to somewhere around here. Okay, now next I want to add a status text so that I know how many are completed, how many are pending. Okay, so I can say 4 total. one complete and three pending. Okay, so this is what I want. So again, now this font, I have to reduce it to a very small value. So 16, I think 16 will be, I should go for 12. 12 or 14 will be fine. Okay, and then the color should be somewhat like this. Okay, so this is the color that I'm going to use. Okay, now so we have now what we want is I want to add a table over here. Okay, now for that table, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a plugin called table generator, and I'm going to set the rows and columns. So I need 5 rows, 3 columns. This is the width and height of each column. Okay, each cell basically is the width and height of each of the cell. So I can say, let's say for example, 100 pixels and height of 40. Font size is fine, cell padding is fine, and this I will do center, then left and center. So this is going to be my alignment, and here I'm going to add the data. Okay, and here I'm going to set the border radius to 10 and click on create. Okay, so this creates the the table. Okay, and now I can bring this inside this, and I can delete this. I don't want that frame. And now I can come over here and I can arrange it in a little. Okay, so you can see this is the text and this is the rectangle, and this rectangle has a border radius of 10, but this frame does not have a border radius of 10, right? So that's why it is not perfectly round at this particular point. So I can add that over here, and that will create that round. So similarly, I can come over here and set border radius of this, come over here and set the border radius, and set the border radius for this too. Okay, so that creates a table. Okay, now next what I want is I want the center column to increase the size. Okay, so let's increase. Now first of all, let's take this to the side. Okay, so this is perfect, and let's take these elements and let's take these elements. Okay, so now they are aligned. Now only thing we have to do is increase the width. Okay, now the text I can increase the width till here. Okay, so I think I don't want the borders. I don't want the stroke. Okay, so this is going to be my table. Now, for the header, I want a line at the bottom, right? So, okay, now what I want is I want a border I want a border below this, all these three, to separate out the header with the uh, all the other body part. Okay, so for that I have what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a simple trick. I'm going to add a drop shadow, and inside drop shadow I'm just going to put this as um, and 3 pixels should be the uh, blur. I can make blur as 0. I don't want any blur. And then this should be around minus y minus 4. Oh, sorry, it should be 2. So that should generate the border, but it is not visible right now because other things are covering it. So let us bring it to the top and to the top of everything, and now you can see the border is visible. Right now you can see the problem here, that the color is not good. Okay, so I will change the color to a little bit light color. Okay, and I think this is fine. Okay, so this is going to be my color of my to do. Okay, now other than that I also want the color of all my alternate, okay, things to be different, and also my color of my header to be slightly different. Okay, so let's select the color, and you can see from here this is the color. So I can change it to something, some color which is there inside this. So let's take this color for example, and then the text color I can change it to sorry, I have to go inside for that. So I can select the text color and make it white, and that is going to be my header. Okay, now once that is done, now I'm going to change the color of the background of each of the rows. Okay, so let's change that. Let's change the color to be a slightly darker color, and it's going to be F0 F0 F0. So similarly this I am also going to make it F0 F0 F0, and this is going to be my design. Okay, so you can see right now. Okay, so I can bring this a little down, bring the to do little down, and then I can reduce the size, and this is going to be my final design. Okay, so now let us group them together. So this is going to be the heading, then all the frames that are there, that is going to make the table. So let's group them all together and call it table. And so I have the heading, I have the table, and this is the outer rectangle. So I can group them all together and call it as the to do. Okay, so this is going to be my to do, and I can now select both of them together and center them. Okay, so I can use this, or I can use the alignment from here. Okay, so we can use anything, and this is going to be my final design. Okay, now after giving it a nice look, it seems like this particular table is not centered properly. So let's come in inside the table and let's align it properly. Okay, this, yeah, this seems proper. Okay, now it's perfect. Okay, so let's look at the preview and see if there are any problems. And I think this looks pretty good. And so this finishes up with our design process in Figma. In the next video, we will try to make this in HTML and CSS. Okay, so till then, see you.